How we doing? We're back. I had to relocate. One of them things. He wants me to do what he wants me to do, and so I had to go. Anyway, but now we're back, and here's the thing. That first part was just the tip of the iceberg of Avatar theory, because the truth is there's so much more to this that you guys just haven't ever known. All the religious writings in the world have had parts of this, but nobody's had the whole picture. It was always about the second coming, that the one man would come and he'd be able to explain it all to you. He'd show you everything that it was all about and bring peace to the world, straighten out his churches and the whole 9 yards. Well, that's what we're at right now. That's what's going on. See, I'm not sure how many you knew or what's the story, but yeah, turns out Jesus and Mary did have a baby. They had a baby Rose, and she was an awesome daughter and famous up on the top side. And she had a daughter, and she had a daughter, all the way to my mother, Rose. And turns out I'm the second man, son. So it is what it is, people. And that's why I've been going around for months, crazy going in my head, blah, blah, blah. But it hasn't it hasn't stopped me. I been learning all summer long, walking around doing this stuff and learning and going. And he's been that way on purpose because it was one of those things where I had to be in private to learn it. And see, right now you guys want me to be out there and talking to yous and everything else, but that isn't the way this is going to go down. Because, one way or the other, this information is going to get out the way he wants it, or I'll be gone. Plain and simple. Don't mess with it. Don't try to steer it. Don't try to control it. Back off. So, anyway, we need to understand what's going on. We need to understand we're in his holodeck. And we also have to understand that our Father, turns out he's not a full-fledged God yet. He will be in 2,000 years. It's about his three kings. It's always been that. You know, the story of the three kings and Jesus in the manger. It wasn't Jesus in the manger. It's our Father. Because once he has his three kings, and we are in front of him on that Christmas Eve, he'll be born into the council of gods. And he'll be a full-fledged God then, but not until then. See, it's about him understanding what it means to be a full-fledged God. So he has to raise his own children. See, the council of gods have only one child at a time. Our Father is the one that's up to bat right now. He's raising a generation of humanity. And we're the kids. Yeah, we're the kids. And see, everyone's got to understand, we're his scorecard. We are the ones that set how good he does. And that's why it's kind of important that we start acting right. We start acting good and being decent people. Because in this next segment, I'll be telling you about the top side. But right now, I really want you to understand this side. Because, we talked about the devil. And see, God, for all this time, he didn't know. He did not know who the devil was. He literally was tormented by the devil. All the way up to the Civil War. Because, see, they didn't want him to know who the devil was. But after the Civil War, they explained to him who the devil was. Turns out it's the Council of Gods. Yeah. Yeah, they're the ones that giving you all the bad ideas in your head. Yeah, and that's the ones that have been steering all the children off the cliffs. You don't have to go. They cannot control you. Only if the Father lets them. But on the other hand, the Father can control you. But he can't, if that makes sense. Because that's breaking the rules. And so there's only special times when he can control you and do what you want, what he wants you to do. And them too. Being around me, that's one of those times. But, or Deb, or my children. See, it's been that way all along. See, all my mothers and grandmothers and great grandmothers and great 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 great, all 71 of them, by the way, 72 if you count the father, uh, are protected. You know, that's kind of how it works. But on the other hand, it doesn't matter when we leave here or not, because we're all topside. The topside is the only thing that really matters, guys. It really is. I mean, I am so ready to go right now, but he won't let me. But soon he just might. It all depends on how you guys act on this. Because plain and simple, we're tired of pissing with this. We're giving you the facts, and you guys are gonna figure it out, or you're gonna, let the children figure it out because your dumbasses can't, one way or the other. It's either this generation or the next one. They'll get it figured out. But we're kind of hoping on this one. That's the thing. It's about saving the ones that were raised in the wild, wild west. See, that's what we call everything before the second coming, which, by the way, was 2020. You know, that's the thing that people got to understand too. Is 2020 was a year where the Father pretty much just let the steering wheel go. That was a pretty cool year, wasn't it? How many people had fun in 2020? Yeah, yeah, that's what it's like if you don't work on steering anybody. Yeah, it gets pretty shitty. So what we call year 2021 is actually year number one. It's another countdown all the way to the year 2000. And that's when the next king will be coming. And that'll be the third king. That'll be the final one. That's the one where our Father gets born up into the council of gods. So, but not until then. Until then, it's about doing the right thing and figuring it out before we get to heaven. Because this boot camp time, it is literally like boot camp. Anybody ever done boot camp? And if you were a military guy, you know that's just a blink in the nothingness as far as how long you're tested. But that's what you're being right now. You're tested in the nursery doing boot camp time. See, we have to serve on this side. That's the only way it's going to work. There's not unlimited resources. There is on the top side, but there's not on that side. No, we have to build and fix everything. And everything is designed to fall apart here. Yeah, believe it or not, that is 100% true. Nothing lasts forever on this side. Even this planet will eventually be gone. Yeah, and the third king won't even be born on this planet. So, yeah, the end days, that's a real thing that's coming. And the rapture will happen too. It's one of those things where everyone that's on the planet that's getting into heaven will be gone. Just before a big meteor called Bittersweet or something wipes out this whole planet. So that's just the way it's going to be. And the rest that are left behind, yeah, they'll know they didn't make it. And they'll just blink into nothing. Unless they got custom hell coming. And they'll get a little short stay afterwards on the other side. Not a pleasant one, though. That's the thing about that custom hell, guys. It is 100% real. If you really think it's about hurting people, or stealing, or lying, because I'm telling you, lying's the big one. A lot of people don't realize how much they lie. They are filled with lies. You know that'll not get you into heaven. You will literally be stopped at the gate because you're a liar. You have lived your life around keeping your story straight, not telling anybody the truth. Well, it really catches up with you on that judgment day. 100%. So if you can't tell the truth, it's time you learn. Anybody ever seen the movie Liar Liar? Yeah. There's a bunch of movies out there that the fathers put in their heads to make so that everyone could understand this avatar theory and that they're living in the matrix. And, this is a time for us to go to sleep and figure it out. And tomorrow morning, wake up with the Scrooge attitude. Yeah, I'm out to be a good guy. Yeah, that's how long he's been putting these stories in our heads. You know, and it's been about teaching us. It's always been about teaching us. I mean, if you look at the movies and the shows on TV over and over again, it's about teaching us to be a good person. We always thought it was just them people that were just sitting at the desk. Oh, we got to give good messages. We got to give good messages. Hell yes, you're supposed to give good messages. Yeah, but there was a reason for it. It's always been that way. And don't think that Christianity is the only ones getting in there. The people that know Jesus. No. All right, there's a lot of people, long before Jesus was even here, that are up there. All right? Turns out they were decent people. That's the key to getting in the damn gate. Are you a good person? Do you live honorably? Do you take care of your family and friends? Have you been honest? That's the only real key to the gate. Not Jesus. That's my brother. Yeah, or my great-grandfather, technically. But I'm supposed to call him my brother. See, that's what people need to realize is that it's not about Christianity. That's just a denomination of our fathers. There's many religions in the world that are denominations of our fathers. He's been working with everyone all over the world, trying to get them to understand it's about being a decent person. And these people that walk around with their righteous corncob in their ass, yeah, that's definitely not a very good thing when you get to Judgment Day. Yeah, yeah. You're scouring and scorning and shaming people. Yeah, trust me, you aren't going to like the outcome of that one on the top side either. Yeah, because there's nothing more annoying to him than someone who lives their life with a righteous corncob in their ass and literally looks down on everyone that's not a Christian, a perfect person. See, it's about helping each other. It's not about dissing each other, making them feel shitty. Yeah, but there's a lot of good Christians that do understand that message. And they do understand it's about digging into their lives and helping them. You know, that pastor that I got to meet, and it's going to be the most, he's probably more famous than John the Baptist. Sharon, she really did and has turned her life around. And not only in turning her life around, she's taking in these guys that don't have anybody, that nobody in the world wants them, and gals that literally are lost because there are no systems for them. Now that's a righteous path, but she doesn't walk righteous. She just is righteous. And that's something that people need to walk and understand. Spend a minute in her shoes and understand what it means to really be righteous and not have a righteous corncob in your ass. Because that's what she is. She is the most righteous when it comes to taking care of these kids and these people that are lost and confused and messed up on drugs. Yeah, she takes them in and tries her best to get them on a straight path. It works a lot of times, but it definitely doesn't work all the time. But she doesn't ever give up. And that's what everyone in the world needs to work on, is finding a way to help those that need the help. because there's a lot of people in the world that really genuinely need help, just like the ones she helps. We're going to try to set up a system for that. And that's going to be in the next segment too. It's about understanding what the Father wants and what the top side's about. So I'm going to get back to my cigarette and talk to him, and we'll get back here in a few minutes. But plain and simple, it really is the way it is. And that's the second part, the meaning of life.